Hello students, I am Sanab KB, Department of Physics of RBNB College, Shrampur. This is my fourth lecture on this topic current electricity for 12th standard. In previous lecture, we saw about the construction and working of moving coil galvanometer. You know, moving coil galvanometer is a very sensitive for current, so it is used to detect the current flowing through the circuit and potential difference across the circuit. So it is converted into ammeter and voltmeter. Now today we are going to how this moving coil galvanometer is converted into ammeter. So we have to see about that ammeter. Now here this moving coil galvanometer is converted into ammeter. Now this ammeter is used to measure the current flowing through the circuit. So there is some modification to measure the current in that moving coil galvanometer to increase the capacity to measure the current and also to decrease the effective resistance of a circuit and protect it from the damages due to excess of current. These modifications are essential for this conversion of ammeter. And so this some small value of resistance is connected to parallel to this galvanometer, then it is converted into ammeter. See this circuit diagram to convert this moving coil galvanometer into ammeter. Now this is a galvanometer. Small resistance S, which is known as shunt resistance S, is connected parallel to this galvanometer. Current will be flowing through this circuit is I, and current flowing through galvanometer G is the Ig, and current flowing through this resistance is Is, and output is I. Now this part is known as ammeter. Now for the measurement of current, this ammeter is always connected in series to the circuit, and therefore effective resistance increases and accurate current is not measured by this galvanometer or this ammeter here, converter here. And so to decrease the resistance of galvanometer, which is increased by connection of series combination of galvanometer, will be decreased to connecting the shunt resistance parallel to galvanometer G, and to find what is the value of S, which is connected in parallel to G. And now from this circuit, this current, total current flowing through that ammeter I is equal to this Ig plus Is, and now Is is equal to this current I minus Ig. Now here galvanometer of resistance G and this shunt resistance S are parallel. Since this G and S are parallel, therefore potential across this G is equal to potential across S, and therefore Ig is equal to Is into S. Now Ig is equal to value of Is is I minus Ig into this resistance S. Now to obtain the equation for S here, S is equal to that Ig into G divided by I minus Ig, or this S is equal to Ig upon I minus Ig in bracket into G. Now substituting the values of this Ig, I and G, we can calculate the value of S. And now particular value of S, this shunt resistance is connected parallel to this galvanometer and it is converted into ammeter. In this way we can convert this moving coil galvanometer into ammeter. Find the value of S, and particular value of that resistance S is connected here. Then we get the ammeter which measure the current maximum up to value of I. And now today also we are going to next device, that is the voltmeter. Voltmeter which used to measure the potential across the electrical circuit, that is a voltmeter. Now here moving coil galvanometer is converted into voltmeter. Voltmeter which is used to measure the potential across the given circuit, that is potential difference across 2 points of a circuit. It is always connected in parallel to that given circuit, and therefore effective resistance of that circuit decreases and accurate PD is not measured by this voltmeter. So there is make some modification to increase the capacity to measure the PD across the circuit. Second one, to increase the effective resistance of the circuit and to protect the damages of this voltmeter from excess of potential across the it. So some resistance which value is high compared to that shunt resistance, and that high valued resistance is connected in series with this moving coil galvanometer, then it is converted into voltmeter to measure the potential difference across the given circuit, and therefore make this circuit arrangement for this conversion. From there is a resistance of circuit. Now here is some resistance X is connected in series with this galvanometer G. Now here is a point. To move is the potential difference across these 2 points of this circuit, and current Ig will be flows through this high resistance X and galvanometer of resistance G. And now this part of this circuit is called voltmeter. Now here, to find the value of X here, now potential across these 2 points, that is a point A and this is a point B, that is a phi, is equals to potential across this galvanometer plus potential across that resistance X, that is Ig into X here. And now X is equal to X into Ig is equal to that phi minus Ig into G, and value of X will be phi minus Ig into G divided by this Ig, or X is equal to phi upon Ig minus G. This is the value of that resistance X, which is equal to phi divided by Ig minus G. Putting this value of phi, G and this Ig, we get the X. And now suitable value of this X is connected in series with this galvanometer. Therefore, effective resistance of the circuit increases, which is decreased due to the connection of that voltmeter in parallel to the circuit. And in this way, this moving coil galvanometer is converted into voltmeter. Okay. Now, today we are also see the distinguish between this voltmeter and ammeter. Question always asks distinguish between voltmeter and ammeter. Now we have to distinguish that voltmeter and ammeter. Here make two columns for ammeter and voltmeter. Here write ammeter, and here is voltmeter. What are the uses of this ammeter and voltmeter? Voltmeter, it is used to measure electric current flowing through the circuit, that is a electric circuit. Now here it is used to measure potential difference across a given circuit. This is the first difference between ammeter and voltmeter. Second one, ammeter is connected in series with the circuit. Now here, second point, it is connected in parallel to the circuit. Third one, due to the connection of this series combination, some shunt resistance, which value is very low, is connected in parallel to MCG, Mohin coil galvanometer. Now here third point is the high value resistance, is connected in parallel to the circuit. These are the three differences between ammeter and voltmeters. Also we distinguish for another point. The value of shunt resistor is here. The value of shunt resistance, which is connected in a series to that galvanometer, is S is equal to Ig divided by I minus Ig into G. Now here value of high resistance X is equal to that phi by Ig minus G. This specific resistance is connected in series to that moving coil galvanometer. It is converted into voltmeter. And next point is the value of here S. Fourth point, that is shunt resistance is less than resistance of a galvanometer. Now here value of X is greater than this resistance of galvanometer. In this way we can distinguish this ammeter and voltmeter. One more point is there, it is connected in series and it is connected in parallel. Already we stated that difference, and now we finishes here the two important electronics devices, that is ammeter and voltmeter. How to convert that moving coil galvanometer into ammeter and it is converted into voltmeter, and to distinguish between ammeter and voltmeter. And last article is remaining from this topic, current electricity is the thermoelectricity. Last article is remaining, thermoelectricity. This is a very small part of this topic. What is this thermoelectricity? Thermoelectricity, which is a branch of physics, and first studied that conversion of heat energy directly into electric energy. The conversion of heat energy directly into electric energy, which is called thermoelectric effect, is thermoelectric effect or Seebeck. This effect was first observed by Seebeck. Seebeck is the name of scientist, and so this effect is called Seebeck effect. Now this heat energy is directly converted into electrical energy, is the thermoelectric effect or Seebeck effect. And this effect we can explain taking some example of thermocouple. What is meant by thermocouple? Thermocouple pair of dissimilar metals forms a thermocouple, or a junction of two dissimilar metals forms a thermocouple, and when these thermocouple junctions kept in hot liquid or hot place and cold place, then current will be flowed from hot junction to cold junction. See this example, the example of thermocouple of that antimony bismuth thermocouple. Antimony bismuth thermocouple. Now here consider the two containers. This container here one container which is filled by liquid, and here heat is given. हे दिसतंय का खाली heating. Here liquid is there. This junction between two dissimilar metals. Here we consider another container here. This is filled by ice. Here ice is there. Now this is connected to galvanometer. We show the current flowing through this circuit. This is a bismuth and this is a antimony. This is antimony. Direction of current is there. Now this is a cold junction. And now here this is a hot junction. Now here heat will be flows from hot junction to cold junction. Now here these two junctions are kept in this hot and ice places. Then EMF is generated through the circuit. This generated EMF is very low and which is known as thermo EMF. EMF generated from these two junctions when current flows from hot junction to cold junction, and then generated EMF is called thermo EMF. Electromotive force, that is the energy, and current flowing through the circuit is called thermocurrent. Is thermocurrent. Now here dissimilar metals, bismuth and antimony. So formed thermocouple is antimony bismuth thermocouple. Now this one junction is placed in a hot liquid which is called hot junction, and this junction is placed in ice, it becomes cold junctions. And now heat flows from hot junction to cold junction, and now here current also flows from hot junction to cold junctions, which is generated from this thermocouple, which is measured by this galvanometer G, and this generated EMF is known as thermo EMF, and current flowing through it is the thermocurrent. Now we see again another example by changing the thermocouple. Here thermocouple is a ferrous iron Fe, and now here is copper. Then this becomes a hot junction. Here heating arrangement is there. Due to ice, this junction becomes a cold junction, and thermo EMF is generated through this circuit, which is shown by galvanometer, or galvanometer get deflected. This is the example for this ferrous copper, that is iron copper thermocouple. And now we interchanging these junctions. Here this is a cold junction, here ice is there, and here hot junction. Heating arrangement is there, so it is a hot junction. Then direction of current is reverse. Direction of current is reverse. Now for this thermocouple, interchanging the position of hot junction and cold junction, then current will be reversed, or direction of current becomes reversed like this one. This is about the Seebeck effect or thermoelectric effect, which is studied in this thermoelectricity. Now one more thing is there. What is the EMF generated in this thermocouple? If this cold junctions, temperature of cold junctions is about 0 degree Kelvin, and temperature of hot junction is about T degree Kelvin, then this is a cold junction, temperature of cold junction, and this is temperature of hot junctions. Then thermo EMF generated in this thermocouple is given by alpha T plus 1/2 beta T square. Here alpha and beta are thermal constant, This alpha and beta are thermal constants. Then EMF generated is given by E is equal to alpha T plus 1/2 beta T square. Now observing the variation of this E against T, we get the graph like a hyperbola. And now here we finishes the new concept concerned with this current electricity, that is the thermoelectricity. Now what is meant by thermoelectric effect or Seebeck effect, and that effect is explained taking the example of that two thermocouples which are shown above, and EMF is generated by that thermocouple is given by E is equal to alpha T plus 1/2 beta T square. Now this topic, that is a current electricity, is finishes here. Okay.